Domus Art Gallery, Delhi and Kolkata. My association with the artist Dipto Narayan Chattopadhyay goes back for nearly 17 years or so. And it's a very interesting story. I go back to Calcutta where I started this, so-called business in those days. And I started dabbling in some antiques with the help of a senior friend in Calcutta. In this small space I still have on Theatre Road in Calcutta. And then this young artist, Dipto Narayan, approached us through a common friend. And he said, "Your walls are all empty, can I display some of my artworks here?" And we said, "Why not?" I was very new to the trade. So I said, "I'm not going to give you any money." He said, "Doesn't matter, as long as you put up some of my artworks here." So we agreed. And by the evening, Dipto had put up some 24 odd artworks on my empty walls. And next morning when I reached I'll call it a shop, it's not like a huge gallery space. I reached the shop and I saw this distinguished looking gentleman smoking a cigar. It was winter time and he had his son or daughter with him also. And he said, "Is this place yours?" I said, "Yes." He said, "I read in the papers that there's some art exhibition starting here today." So I said, "Yes, there are some paintings which have been put up by an artist yesterday." So probably Dipto had approached some of his friends in the press and they had written something about the show. So when the gentleman walked in and had a cup of tea with me, he said that he would like to buy all the paintings displayed there and more if available. So that was very exciting for me. And I said, "Okay, I'll have to speak to the artist if he has any more paintings available." Then this gentleman gave me his card. He was a distinguished businessman from Delhi, and he called me to his hotel in the evening, gave me a drink, and I think he finalized the deal for the first art deal I had in my life. So Dipto has been very instrumental actually in bringing me into this trade, and vice versa. So after that, we've had a long relationship with Dipto. I moved to Delhi a few years after that and started the gallery here in Delhi, first in the garage of my home and then this space in Oscar's village where we're talking to each other now. And we've been constantly associated since then. In those years, I also started a handicraft project, and Dipto also was wanting to move out of Calcutta. He wanted to venture out. So I told him, "Why don't you come and join me? There's always enough work in Delhi." And at that stage, maybe 13, 14 years back, Dipto also moved to Delhi. We've been constantly holding exhibitions after that of his paintings. His paintings have been like the one you see behind me. This has been his style from the time he finished art college. But the work has improved a lot. The compositions, the detailing, the color schemes, and everything has been improving. Even the medium. Earlier he would do these works mostly on paper or board. Then he switched over to canvas, and initially it was experimental, but then it really caught on. As you can see, this work behind me is very eye-catching. So we've been doing a lot of work with him, and he's a very talented artist in the sense he did very well at the handicraft project also, which we had for 3 years. And he can do a lot of work with paper mache. He's a very creative guy, very talented guy in that way. And we are still associated. We keep in touch regularly, even though the art market is at our all-time low for the last 3 years, 4 years. But we're always trying to do some project work together or something. And basically, if our association has been for so long, it's because he's a good human being, you know. So that's why we get along. A very versatile guy in art, in the art sense of it. When I moved to Delhi, he curated a couple of exhibitions for me also at the Calcutta Gallery and at my small art gallery at home here in Delhi. And he selected all the good artists from Calcutta, and we brought the show. We exhibited in Calcutta for 3 weeks and brought the show here for 3 weeks, where I learned that he was associated with very talented seniors like Dev. He was the dean of Rabindra Bharati University in those days, and Manik Talukdar was a senior sculptor there. That's where he had taken his inspiration originally about the technique of his own work, like this work. But then he evolved it and improved on it further to make it look like what it looks like today. It's really beautiful now. Then we started this handicraft project in those years. The company was called Bioflora, where he came and joined me from Calcutta, and he was in charge of the whole show. We were making these Ikebana dry flower arrangements, and this went on quite well for about 3 years or so. Well, ultimately we had to close down for different reasons, but he's a very versatile guy in the sense he can do a lot of work. That's when I realized he can do a lot of work with paper mache. He could do a lot of ideas he had on fiberglass. So he can do a lot of things which other artists, I think, don't know. They normally concentrate on one medium, but his versatility is such he can work in so many mediums.